What's up? It is a Monday night. It is the day after a glorious nerd weekend here in the left coast, the west coast, the real coast,
the best coast,
the best coast. We are talking Emerald City Comic-Con straight from the horse's mouth. Yep. Let's get right into it. Let's get on with the pleasantries. He is. Let's just call him the Wizard of Oz because the man was right in the middle of Emerald City. He is J.R. Kambakungan, also not J.R. Comics 42, who just strolled in from the Yellow Brick Road from Seattle via, I'm sure, Alaskan Airlines or as long as you weren't on Spirit Airlines. So
Southwest.
Southwest. That works too.
Southwest good.
And I am Kevin Pillow at Voice of Reason 23 on all social media platforms. Not to make it about me, but I want to throw this out there for those of you who've reached out to me, and I really do appreciate it the last week or so. I've taken a hiatus from social media. Need a little come to Jesus with life, and just a lot has been going on in my life. Full disclosure, for those who don't know about my my personal life, I'm married, got 2 kids, the whole 9 yards. This is not my day job, though. You know, JR and I broadcast to dozens. Yeah, we wish we could be. We did broadcast to dozens and dozens of people every single time we actually log in. I would say every week, but it's not every week.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Anyways, I have a day job, and I actually have joined a pair of board of directors.
Yeah.
Actually, I was voted in this evening as an executive committee meeting, an executive committee member of the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. Of course, directed by Sean Webb, who is a huge supporter of this very podcast, and almost kind of, without getting into too much detail, kind of exec produces it a little bit. So shout out to Sean, who is a huge nerd. Actually, he got me into San Diego Comic-Con for the first time. So huge shout out to Sean and the support we get from him. But just a lot going on in my life last week, and I just decided to take a little TO from social media. So I deleted Twitter back in December. I'm still on Twitter. We will share this broadcast to mine and our show's Twitter account. But I deleted Instagram for the time being, just the app, not the account. Snapchat, Facebook, the whole 9 yards, TikTok. Just need a little namaste, little. And you know what? I'm good. I'm good with it. I will return. I'm not going to be like, you know what? This is kind of a good idea. Peace out, social media. No, I literally have vested interest in Facebook. I own stock in Facebook. I cannot give it up.
God, I feel bad for you, bro.
Don't give up. I'm making some money.
Are you okay, Meta?
Oh, I will drink the Meta juice right here.
All right. No, but just kind of piggyback off of you, man. I know you talked about it. We talked about it. You going offline. I think before our last podcast or so, about you possibly doing that. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, I know for the older generations of us, my birthday just passed, and so
happy birthday! Oh yeah, let's take a time out here. Yeah, that's right. You are one more trip around the sun, my friend, this past week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't don't remind me because even though I was at Emerald City, I couldn't attend majority. I couldn't attend a good portion of it because your boy was injured for most of it because my foot freaking my foot acted up. But I did get to go and see good parts of it. Granted, like I'm glad I didn't go that Saturday because Saturday was insane. But aside from that, man, yeah, just like but going back to the point before I get sidetracked again, yeah, man,
All
it's
good,
always
bro.
good. It's always good to like just kind of just tune out social media stuff, man. I know we're the old generation. The old generation, we grew up with like playing out, on the streets and playing sports and stuff like that. So it was easier to tune out in a certain extent. So yeah, I do also plan to take possibly anywhere between a month, 2 months of just like not looking at my phone, doing productive things outside of that stuff. Granted, like I still need to use eBay, right? And
Yeah.
able to like sell stuff and other things too that involve some type of level of like sending emails or stuff. But like yeah, as in the social media stuff, yeah, let's let's try to clear cut have minimize access on that just for your mental, man. But yeah, I agree with you, bro. Good for you, man.
Yeah, and I do. If people go, "Oh, Kevin, I saw you on Facebook today." I'm literally on Facebook right now. This is the
Mhm.
most I've spent on Facebook
Yeah,
in about a week. And it's a part of life.
yeah.
And it's unfortunate that
I mean, like you got to your minimizing your social footprint is always a good idea, or at least minimizing your digesting of social media is always a good idea because like you're just always gonna get riled up on one thing, or you're gonna spend what you'll flip through those videos or those shorts, right? And 2 hours pass, right?
oh,
It's
absolutely.
So you can
Uh,
always just get lost in that stuff. So yeah, just production wise, your own mental health, your freaking ADD, you know. Yeah, I recommend it, man. I recommend. I've been uh I have been listening to podcasts. I forgot the specific person I'm listening to, but he's talking about like just try to do 30 days without social media. Try and
I
and
if
see
you
where
go
your
3
energy
days,
goes.
a week,
Yeah,
yeah, because you really kind of have your eyes open. And you know
yeah,
what? Me, I've got a lot of stuff um on my um I have a lot of stuff on my phone. I mean, my
mm,
wife gives me a hard time all the time about um having so much stuff on there and whatnot.
yeah,
But no, it's kind of opened my eyes
yeah.
to other stuff that I neglect on something's. I'm hearing the feedback on my
Your end or my end? Because I think it might be
mine.
my end. Okay, cool. Yeah, but yeah, just kind of piggybacking on what you say, man. Yeah, it's always good to like just basically to tune out sometimes, to plug off every now and then, right?
Yeah,
It's always good to plug off because like sometimes, man, like sometimes I get it, I understand. We look at the world's problem and we try to internalize that and try to take on the world,
yeah,
and that just lets you know, man. Sometimes you just have to be one person. You have to understand that there's only so much you can control, and trying to take on the world's problems when you're not a superhero is the worst thing to do sometimes, man. So
yeah,
just for your own mental, you just got to plug off. Just plug off. Take
yeah.
a breathe for 3 4 days, man. I'm trying to do 30 days, right? Eventually, I'm gonna try to do 30 days. See how I do, and just try to see where like my motivations go. But yeah, man, just for y'all. Even though yeah, we're a heavily social media slash pop culture podcast, man. It's always good to tune out. It's always good to just take a breather, just step back, and just like I don't know, just basically go outside and smell the roses or something, man. Or what do the kids say nowadays? As a retort or a diss, go out and touch some grass, right?
Yeah.
Is what they say, right? So yeah, man, it is what it is, bro. Yeah. But going on to that, man, how you been, dog?
I am good.
Yeah,
I hate to go from talk about essentially mental health and social
yeah,
media addiction
mm,
to a bit of bad news.
mm,
I don't know if we're going on this really kind of
Loosey goosey.
loosey goosey. We're only going to
Yeah,
do about an hour.
maybe
If we
less.
can cram it into about an hour, but I
Mhm.
would be remiss as a member of the pop culture community if we did not
Oh yeah.
pay tribute to Tom Sizemore, who passed
Mhm.
away this past week. Tom Sizemore, an absolutely legend in the
Yep.
acting community. The guy is a versatile actor. He was great in everything he did. He was a loose cannon. One of my favorite performances of his, of course, will be Saving Private Ryan. And he was never. Everyone goes, "Oh, he was lost." And no, he was not. He stood out in a legendary cast, and he was absolutely fantastic in everything he did. Unfortunately, he passed away this past week at the young age of 61. And he had a brain aneurysm and just never fully
Mm.
recovered. So our condolences to his family,
Mm.
but his legacy will live on in his amazing resume that he has put forth for us. And I say this uh, kind of selfishly. What could have been?
Yeah.
Could he have been a Marvel or DC villain? What could have been? I mean, he was such a versatile. He was such a loved actor, but
Mm.
God, he could play a villain, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at the same time too, it's like he's such like a hardcore method actor,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like I don't. I granted, that's not to say that there hasn't been like hardcore method actors that have graced the MCU or even some type of superhero film, right? I feel
Yeah.
like he's just in that vein of like, nah, like nah. I don't know if you want to do it per se, unless it's really something that can really truly challenge him. And I think right now too, I don't think. I think he'd be more a DC guy. I'll say that. Serious DC, if there was a villain to make, or if there was some type of like side character to make, I wouldn't mind him if he was in his Black Hawk Down days.
Oof.
eh, I could see him possibly being Frank. Bulk up, maybe
Ooh,
Frank.
Frank Castle.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about curly. I'm talking about like oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm forgetting the run. I'm forgetting it's the Vietnam Diaries.
Oh, just Nom.
Yeah, the Nam Diaries. I'm
Yeah,
thinking about that
which I
Frank
have some
Castle.
of those. I just don't have his appearance in it.
Yep. I think we talked about this quite a while back about just like how who Frank Castle was, his mindset when how he was back in Nam, and he killed everyone. If it's specifically if they were doing against the moral code, right? Like I told you about like how he was with his platoon and they shot down or they captured a female sniper, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and then one of the guys wanted to rape her from his platoon, and then and then Frank shot the girl, killed her, right? And then and then like a few moments later, the guy who wanted to sexualize her or wanted to to do all these horrendous things to her was washing his face down the river, and Frank goes there and drowns him. And so it's like, yeah, I can see him playing that. I can see him
Yeah.
playing that like just soul focused guy that's like, no, I'm this big brooding dude who can probably kill you. But if he was in his Black Hawk Down days, a little bit of gruff. I mean that growl, yeah, man, I can see it.
A lot of people actually had him cast because he's kind of he had the short hair. He was a big guy.
Hmm.
There were some people I remember reading that they kind of labeled him maybe as Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, just never had the size height wise,
Yeah,
which I know that they have done amazing camera tricks to make. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio is a big guy.
yeah.
And he is by far, in a way, Wilson Fisk. But I did read some about that. Let us know in the comments below. I know it's a little, obviously he's gone on to his great reward. But fantasy book, what could have been? What role in DC or Marvel would you have liked to seen Tom Sizemore play? Again, I get our condolences off to his family and his friends,
Mhm.
and I know it was a tough moment for his family to make the end of life decision to pull him off life support. But again, he leaves behind a great legacy that we get to enjoy from here until till our eternity. So again, Tom Sizemore dead at the age of 61. But let's flip it. Let's get going right now. It is Emerald City Comic Con. Give you a little background on this convention. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, Emerald City Comic Con was and is now returning kind of too. It is the official kickoff to the con season. There we go. Official. JR is official. He is an ECCC attendee. This was always the first official convention of the con season, followed typically by maybe Phoenix Fan Fest, or it used to be Phoenix Comic Con, Phoenix Fan Fest, Salt Lake Comic Con. But really and truly, it went Emerald City, and then shortly thereafter was, of course, WonderCon. And then you would have a lot of your local conventions in the spring leading up to the summer. And of course, nowadays, Star Wars Celebration, San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con, D23, just name a few. So ECCC has been, like I said, this is the official kickoff. And actually, what was kind of interesting was going back to the North American landfall for COVID-19. Emerald City Comic Con was one of the first major events to get canceled due to what inevitably was the COVID-19 pandemic back in March of 2023. And of course, because it ended up being that Seattle was ground zero for the North American landfall for the COVID-19 virus. So that being said, JR, you now belong to an elite fraternity of people who have attended ECCC, and have kicked off the con season. When did you make the decision to attend Emerald City?
Last year. It was I forgot when exactly. I think it was sometime in like August or September per se, or sometime in that time frame, where I was like, dude, yeah, WonderCon's there, but also ECC's there, and I think it was much closer to my birthday, and so I'm like, maybe I should just do that, right? Go, I'll go, and you have to do it, right? You have to do it at least once your lifetime, and I did it, and man, it was a great decision per se, and so that's it. It was a done deal. I had some family members go with me, and we just had a great time. Yeah, it was a great time. Other than that, man, it was a foregone conclusion. I'm thinking like, oh, I'll just do one con in March, right? It was either going to be WonderCon or Emerald City. I'm thinking of going to two now because of recent events that have shown that people are gonna attend WonderCon now. Because I see a one of my favorite, if not my favorite artist out, and Adam Hughes to come finally going back kicking off in the circuit again. So like, that might be a thing for me to do. But other than that, man, it was a fun time.
Let's take a look real quick to derive from to derive a little bit from what JR's event at in Seattle. Let's talk exactly what he was just mentioning. It was announced last week who the WonderCon special guests are going to be. And this is from the WonderCon email, and I'll give you the entire list so that we don't leave anybody out or offend anybody. But like, how come we didn't talk about my guy? Beginning at the top, Jason Aaron, Elaine Adams, Mingju Helen Chen, Tom Cook, Mark Evanier, Jenny Frison. That is massive. We will talk about that. Mitch Gerards, Adam Hughes, Phil Jimenez, Daniel Warren Johnson, Tom King, Jay Lee, Steve Leloha, Annalie Newitt, Gary Phillips, Joe Quinones, Trina Robbins, James Rollins, Tom Ruger, Paul Harug, Mark Russell, Doc Shaner, Greg Van Eekhout, Marv Wolfman, and Jean Luen Yang. That is a pretty good guest
Yeah,
list.
that's
I
so.
mean,
Also, I totally forgot that Daniel Warren Johnson is going to. And he's one of my favorite up and coming. He's not up and coming, but like he's been in the game for a while. But like I always love his art style, and so yeah, I can't believe that he's going to. So like that really did it for me as well. Like I gotta go. I have to go. These are some big hitters for me. So yep, excited for that. Excited for WonderCon.
yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson. I know he did some work. I'm looking up some of the
Ex-
stuff that I've got of his.
Extremity. He did Extremity. He did a couple. He did Murder Falcon. He did a couple of issues for X-Men, I think. No, he did a couple of cover artists for X-Men for Cable specifically. He did a couple of cover stuff for Wolverine, for Moon Knight, uh, and he did a bunch of other dude. His work, yeah, yeah.
Walking Dead 15th anniversary
Yeah. He also did
cover.
look up old man Skywalker.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I have to pull it up.
Old man
I know
Skywalker. He did that. He
he
did
did
that cover, dude. I'm like, fuck, I gotta
he
get
did
that.
Wonder Woman, Dead Earth.
Yep.
Really kind of a unique style. Really fits The Walking Dead. No disrespect to Daniel Warren Johnson, love his style.
Mm,
But I think that the three or four. I mean, Tom King, Tom Cook.
mm.
Those are names that have become, at least, especially Tom King, have become synonymous with WonderCon. And I know that's not the WonderCon show. We're going to talk about Emerald City here in
Yeah.
just a second. But I would be remiss that I mean, the three big hitters on that list
Yeah.
are Jason Aaron, who is probably one of the most prolific Marvel writers of the last 10 years, maybe 10, 15 years.
Mm,
Jenny Frison is hands down, both literally and figuratively, the hottest female artist in comic books right now, if not altogether, not just female altogether. Her artwork absolutely caught fire with her Wonder Woman run back in about 2016, 2017.
I think so. Yeah.
Kind of fell under the radar. She did a massive run. I mean, she tried like 15, 20 plus issues. And
Mm,
now she is doing variants almost weekly, if not at least monthly, for DC. And Adam Hughes is a Hall of Famer, a legend, potentially a Mount Rushmore of artists
mm,
in the comic book industry. Those are three huge names. And like JR had
yeah.
mentioned, you throw in guys like the incomparable Tom King, and you throw in guys like Jay Lee, who kind of are kind of getting a name going for themselves.
Mm,
Mitch Gerads, another big DC guy,
yep.
and of course, legendary Marv Wolfman, who worked,
Mm,
I believe, on, if I'm not mistaken, Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah.
But
Mark Wolfman. Yeah.
yeah.
He also did if I remember correctly, he also did uh what's called the solo series for Wolverine, the miniseries 1 through 4. Pretty sure it's
Oh,
that one, or
Wolfman did.
it was either him or some. I'm thinking of another. I'm thinking of another person. The 4 issue
Oh,
where it's Wolverine.
the very first Marvel,
Yeah,
or the very first
mini
Wolverine run.
yeah miniseries. I have them. I think it's either
I thought
Wolfman
that was Chris Claremont.
is or is it Silver? I
He
got
did
jet
so
lag going on.
much. Anyways,
I'm yeah.
he did.
I'm getting jet
Marv
lag going on.
Wolfman worked on Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Mm.
He did work on the Avengers. He worked on early Champions. So I thought he worked on Infinity Gauntlet. No, he worked on Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's he worked
He
on that.
also he also did the Pivotal Titans run where not Titans, but he did the pivotal Young Justice. No, the oh my gosh, dude, I'm forgetting right now. The DC the DC The DC Sidekicks team. I'm
Oh,
thinking Young Justice, but they're called something else. The Teen Titans, where it was the Judas contract. There you go. I think he did that
well,
because I yeah.
again, Wolfman, if you're planning on going to WonderCon, you can meet the legendary Marv Wolfman.
Mm-hmm.
But so, JR,
Yeah.
you decided last year, we've been talking about this. You made the decision to go to Emerald City,
Yep.
and you know, really didn't seem like there was anything that was going to be in your way of you going to WonderCon, but you kind of dropped a little hint there that you hurt your leg, and then we saw the
Oh, no,
crutches in the background. So let's address
yeah.
the white elephant in the room, the pink elephant in the room, rather.
Yeah.
What'd you do, dude?
Dude, like, here's the thing. I'm getting older. Take care of your bodies, people. One second. One second. Just let me put something in the chat. There you go. Yeah, dude, that's here's the thing that irritated the hell out of me. I was super looking forward just walking around for hours and hours on end, right? At ECCC in Seattle, and it's a beautiful place, by the way. It is the new building. It was a is a 5 tier level, right? Honestly, I thought for a while it looked smaller than WonderCon. But the reason why is because WonderCon is mainly just about 2 levels. I think about 2, 3 levels, but like majority of the time, those top 2 levels or so for WonderCon, they're just strictly for panels. The ECC, the convention center for used for ECCC, it's like 5 levels, and 3 of them are used mainly for like merchandise, for meetups, for the artist alley, the artist gallery. It has its own art is combined with like is combined with like all the meetups inside it and inside and the picture taking with all the celebrities that come through. It's a huge space. It's a really huge space. So although just the way that everything is like blocked off at ECC is really, really, really good. I always want a pleasant experience. It never for me. It never when I attended the days I did go, I never felt too busy. I will say that, except for Saturday. Saturday was insane. Thank God I didn't go Saturday. But like I do just my foot just is a recurring thing with me. I had a nasty injury a while back. I sprained my ankle really bad, both of them, and so they never really healed right. And so from that, like my body just trying to form around, this new posture for a while for my ankles to try to deal with it, man. And so that Sunday, Monday before the con, I kind of felt it gearing up again. Like, oh no, my ankle's kind of getting a little bit tight. And then I thought I was able to deal with it when I flew out there Thursday. I was okay Thursday. I was okay Friday. That Saturday, I was dead. I was gone. It was it. I could not walk. I was stuck in bed the whole. I was stuck in bed until Monday. Yeah, no, until Monday, and that sucked, bro. But it is what it is. Just like, hey, life throws stuff at you. I was happy that family was there, to support me, was there to celebrate my birthday party, celebrate my birthday with me, and just also was able to just go around. And the time I did have, just to go and just chill, go see some amazing artists, go see some amazing stuff. I did buy some things mainly for my family that were there. I had to show him David Mack. David Mack was there, great guy. I intend to go see that guy. He's also going to WonderCon, by the way. And
Yes.
yeah, we also again big supporter of these people. You'll know who I'm talking about. They went to their booth, dropped some money. I went to Stranger Comics again. I saw Seb. I saw people right back there. Just gonna show them off my stuff. Got more of the Untamed, which should be a series. It should be airing on. It should be starting up their HBO series soon. Eventually, yeah. This is like my third copy of the Untamed right here. And Seb threw in because he said it, he I just make known that it was my birthday day or my birthday soon. So he just threw this in for free. He's a freaking cool guy, man. Seb. So yeah, this is I don't know what this is actually, but it's sick. Yeah. Also some other stuff too, which I'll probably show eventually, but right now, uh, my thoughts on ECC. Really well done. Really well done organization. Really well done. From the time I was there, everything was top notch. That Saturday, I had a room. No, my family had a room where we were able to see across the convention center. That Saturday, it was packed to the brim. It felt like the third floor, the second or third floor, was always filled with people. The long line, probably going to Mark Ruffalo because he was headlining that. He was headlining
Oh,
that.
that's right. He was the headliner of.
Yeah, for Saturday and Sunday. I think he was there Friday, but then I think they did something with him for Friday. But that Saturday, it was crazy. It was bonkers. There was a line going from the third floor out to like the bottom entryway to get inside. It was insane. It was nuts. It was pretty bad. I will say this too, though. I will say this too. Even though I'm a big comic book, even though we are big comic book nerds there, and ECC, Emerald City Comic Con, even though it has comic in their name, there are hardly a few comic vendors. Looked
Wasn't a lot of
around.
comic vendors.
There were like 3 or 4 of them that I passed by through. Some of them did have comics, but like those that did have comics or didn't really have like a lot of it. They sold like with other stuff, you know, like I think I saw one that had a couple of newer stuff with maybe like a couple of CGCs, and then they had the pops. They had the t-shirts and stuff like that, and those that did have comics were like the old school sellers where all their wall books is just old, older grails that are just way outside the price range my price range at the moment. And so, I mean, that Sunday, if I would have went, I would have stayed the whole day. This won't be my last time going to ECC, Emerald City Comic Con. I might most likely will go there next year. I will most likely will be in better health. I will definitely be in better shape. I'll
Yeah.
definitely be in better health, 100%. And I will hopefully either live stream. Actually, no, I can't live stream because for some weird reason the internet connection there isn't that great. And I don't want to I don't want to log into just random unsecure internet hot spots over there. But I'm definitely gonna go there next year. I'm definitely gonna do a recast of it. I will definitely get a podcast up for that one, and I'm gonna interview a bunch of people. I took some pictures. I took some pictures of some awesome cosplayers when I was there, and so that's gonna be up on our well, on the Palm Springs Comic
Yeah.
Con, no, Palm Springs PS I Love You podcast. Our gosh, I forgot our profile, but yeah. Other than that, man,
Yes, comics. I
it
love you
was
on Instagram.
it's been a minute. Been a minute. Been a minute. Been a minute. But yeah, it was overall my trip. Even though initially it was supposed to go Comic Con, it was still a good trip. I enjoyed it. I was out of the city. I was out of here. I was out of Southern California. That was colder and raining, and went to Seattle where it was colder and raining. But I was in a really well furnished hotel room. I will say that I had my own kitchen. I had my own living room. Dude, it was nice. It was nice. I will say that. I was chilling. Watching the Laker game, and they won. We won against Golden State, even though we lost against Minnesota. So take my silver linings when I can, my guys. But I mean, other than that, man. Also, too, shout out to my cousin. He bought me a dice holder I think it's mahogany. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I like this one. So I'm gonna buy some dice. Put some like expensive $90 dice in them when we get back to playing D&D again or some other type of tabletop game. But any questions for me, my guy?
You know, kind of. I mean, what? I know you said Ruffalo was
Headliner.
the headliner. You saw David Mack there. Who were some of the other guys?
Oh, shoot. My gosh, dude. Katie Sackhoff was there. Katie Sackhoff.
Oh,
Uh, um, Oh my god, I forgot the other. I remember her real name, but she's she's also plays a Mandalorian, who is a WWE star.
Oh, the wrestler formerly known as Sasha Banks,
Sasha Banks, but her name like Mercedes something, right?
Mercedes. Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
was
can't.
there. She was there. Charisma Carpenter was there. Charisma Carpenter, longtime crush because I loved her in Buffy and Angel. She was there as well. There was some other there was some other people too, but they had lines for a while too. Like, and also like I got it. I understand. You know, you gotta make their money. $9 for a photograph. Mm, I don't know.
That's and
Mm,
I get I get kind of why they do it.
yeah, yeah, make the money back. I get it. I understand their time, their money. I just think for me because my intention, my mind isn't on going there to meet them specifically. I think that's where like my mind says like, oh, my $9 can go to like I don't know something I can bring home with me, per se. Merchandise.
Amy Chu is there. I've met Amy. Amy's great.
Mm. There was a bunch of the people too. Uh, Green Arrow was there. Forgot his name. But he was there. Green Arrow from the Arrow, who started the Arrowverse. He was there. He was also with Colton. I can't remember Colton Haynes' name. Who
Ooh,
plays?
David Tennant was there.
Yeah, David Tennant was there too. David Tennant was. There was a bunch of people that was there. A lot of like really crazy. It's ECCC, right? And so
Yeah, Dustin Wynn.
Dustin Nguyen was there. Stephen Amell. There you go. Stephen Amell. Colton Haynes was there. Um, who else was there?
Humberto Ramos.
Yeah, Humberto Ramos.
Jamie
Dude,
Kennedy.
yeah. Humberto Ramos was he was holding a DC 23 comic. I think it was last year's, right? And then my Candace, right? She wanted to pull the trigger on like wanting to buy it from him and have him sign it and go to send it to EGC, but the price was a little bit too high to spend on one thing at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the trip. I'll say that.
Oh, and the person you were thinking of, Joe
Stephen Amell.
Rubenstein, is the guy who worked
Joe
on the
Rubenstein.
Wolverine miniseries.
Yeah, that's right.
And the two of them are kind of tied together because I think Wolfman. I could have sworn Wolfman worked on Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity War, but I remember it's in Vegas a few years ago. Rubenstein was there, Wolfman was there. It was like almost everybody that was involved with Infinity Gauntlet and was involved with Crisis on Infinite Earth were in Vegas, and so it was like, holy cow! Like couldn't believe it. But yeah, pretty star-studded panel. And the other thing I was going to ask, I mean, JR mentioned about like $90 for a photo and stuff like that. For those who don't realize, too, a lot of these conventions don't let it be known, but they charge the guests to be there. So let's say that JR and Kevin get famous one day, and that WonderCon is going to invite us to come to WonderCon. There are different ways they treat guests. Now, the quote unquote headliners, the special guests, they're being paid to be there.
Yeah.
And WonderCon, Comic-Con International is going to go, hey JR, here's 20 grand to appear for the weekend. There's different tiers. So this is explained to me. There's different tiers. So you get paid 20 grand and you make so many appearances. Okay, cool. Then there's other ones where they pay you money and we're going to pay you to be here. We're going to put you in Artist Alley, but you're not going to pay for your table. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's ones that, yeah, sure. You applied. You want to be at WonderCon and be an Artist Alley? Sure. It's going to be $200 a table.
Yeah.
Or they our friend, oh my gosh, completely drew his name. Ryan Kincaid told me this, that some cons, which he avoids doing, some cons charge a percentage of what you make on the weekend. So you actually have to report what you made on the
Ah,
weekend, or you have to use their internal. That's right. If you go to a convention and they tell you it has to be credit cards, which is very, very few and far between.
yeah,
Very few cons do this. And I think you'll understand why here in a second. Is if you go to a con and it says it's credit card only, that means they're charging the artist, the guest, the cover artist, basically the creators, any of the creators,
yeah.
any of the guests that are there, they're charging them a percentage of what they make at their table. So I think I've read somewhere about Emerald City is one of those deals where you get invited and it's on them and you get to pocket all the money, but you have to make so many appearances. And
Yeah.
on the other side, like where you saw David Mack was there, and he was a part of a booth. He wasn't his booth; he was at somebody else's. He was a guest of theirs, and they paid for
Hmm.
that spot.
Okay.
Um, so
Which
I
yeah,
think that's kind of what Emerald City set up.
which one's surprising because I think yeah, Mark Ruffalo, he was there for I think Friday night, Saturday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday. Because that Saturday he also had a panel, right? And so it was always jam packed out the freaking wazoo. I was able to see the lines, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. If I was able to go there, if I wanted to go there with my foot, it would have been a bad time. And so, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy seeing like how insane the madness was on that Saturday. But other than that, man, it looked everything was fun. Everything was great. Oh, I will also say, uh, one thing I was able to take home was a crap load of shirts.
There you
So,
go.
so like my gym shirts, my new gym shirts. I'm gonna like this. What else I got? Oh, yeah, you're gonna love this one.
This is my happy. Oh, for those who don't know that is Tea Turtle. That is a staple of Comic Cons. If you never get a chance to go, check out their website. I think it's teeturtle.com. It's
Yep.
TEE turtle.com. And they make some great shirts. Sometimes my
Yeah.
my
Inside
inside.
voices become my outside voices. Oh, sometimes my inside thoughts become my outside thoughts. And so just like I'm basically looking at like I'm gonna go back to the gym use and wear some of these things. So other than that, yeah, fun times. There was a lot of like I bought some art, but then it wasn't for me. It was for family. So like when I go see them, like here, put this art. I put like yo, David Mack, always good to get.
Oh yeah,
Uh
right there, David Mack, right there. I mean, I
yeah.
got Jessica Jones and Kamala Khan, and I know I have some other ones upstairs. I think, and I've
Yeah.
actually almost convinced. There's actually a picture that he drew of. I think it's Jessica Jones, of him. I think it's of Jessica in bed. I mean, it's
Mm,
not that. I know it sounds dirty, but it's not.
yeah.
It's a very beautiful portrait.
Yeah.
And I almost convinced my wife to hang it in the bedroom, but she said
Uh, yeah.
no.
There's a bunch of really great up and coming artists.
Yeah,
That
that's what I wanted to get
artist
to.
gallery coming up.
When
Yeah.
you have a convention like Emerald City, which is not San Diego, it's not WonderCon, it's not New York, you know, it's a big convention, but
Mm,
it's not massive. It's not the over the top um, end all. Who are some of the ones that you are like? Oh, I never heard of you before, or oh yeah, you just kind of hit it big and you get to meet like with me,
mm,
you know. And this is no disrespect to Ryan, but I didn't know Ryan Kincaid,
mm,
and had it not been meeting him on a whim in oh my goodness, where was it? In and I know I was at WonderCon for the first time, and I
mm.
actually take that back. No, I met him in Indio. I met him at Fantasia Con.
That's right.
He was a friend of Orlando's and came as a favor. And but who were some of the
There
some of
was
the ones
actually here's the thing about it, right? I made a mental note of like of who they were and their art style was, and I made them also know like, oh, I'm gonna go back to them and go visit them on Sunday, and I couldn't go, man. And that sucked. There's a lot of great digital artists out there. There's a lot of great like anime style artists out there that look that their art style was freaking phenomenal. Their names escape me, but like I understood like, but I remember where to go and all that stuff. And I just like my whole thought process is like, well, I'll be back. I'll be back on Sunday. That Saturday and Sunday, dude, I was dead, and I feel bad that like I at least take a picture and thing like that, man. But yeah, there were some great up and coming artists, man. I did
No,
buy,
I did have
I
it.
think I did
That's what I
buy a
was talking
piece.
about.
Yeah, I think I did buy a piece, an art piece from one of them, but I gave again to my cousin. A lot of this stuff was gonna go to their household and just like, oh, this looks cool. Oh, do you think? I always ask them like, oh, do you think that looks cool? Or like, what art stuff do you like here? Like, oh, that one cool. Go hang up in the hallway somewhere. And so, to fill a house. And so, yeah, it was that. Although I think, oh my gosh, dude, there was one particular person. I think about a I'm pretty sure about a Goku and Vegeta piece for my cousin. I just forgot what it was. I just forgot the artist's name. And it just popped out to me. Just really, really good looking pop out. I just forgot the name of it, man. I'm pretty sure I got it down pat somewhere in like my freaking like my bank statement somewhere. But yeah, I just forgot it. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's a big
yeah.
help too. My suggestion to people, if given the opportunity, if you can't pay cash, kind of a tip to convention seekers, if you can't pay cash, and you got to use credit card or some kind of digital payment, um, I, I would go cash, physical credit card, and then based only on convenience,
Mhm.
digital payment. But you got to understand a digital payment requires internet. And a
Yeah.
lot of places don't have very reliable internet. And that was one of the things JR and I talked about this on Thursday and Friday of last week about doing a show. And he's
Mhm.
like, dude, the Wi Fi up here sucks. He's like, there's just no way. And he's like, I can't even
Yeah.
stream in the convention center,
Mhm.
which I get because it's the convention center is in the middle of downtown Seattle, which is
Yeah.
a very, though it's a very tech
It's a very hectic
influential
place.
city, it's very not tech friendly.
Very, very hectic, very hilly. I will say that, and quite literally, I don't know if it was because of the convention or it's just the city itself. Quite literally, there was a good span of 3 to 4 hours. I love that art term, by the way. 3 to 4 hours of like
That
nothing.
ain't hard. That's not our term.
Don't tell me.
That's Warren Lau.
Oh, it's low. Okay.
Yeah, who, by the way, one of the nice guys.
Yeah.
Um,
There
for
was
his
there
biggest.
was yeah there was about a good 4 hour span of like I heard nothing but like sirens going off like a good 4 hours. Like I think my cousin and I had like a checklist of like how many times alarms went off. I think we went up to like 31. I think it was crazy. It was insane. How many times it was just like you would hear the blaring of sirens go down this one highway every single time, man. And yeah, it was a busy, busy, busy place outside of the conference too. And again, also just to be safe, I understand that people we're gonna say, well, just use the Wi-Fi from the convention. You could, but you shouldn't because like, you don't want to, go to some unsecure Wi-Fi hotspot and then, get scammed and then, all your data or whatever, all your information is gone. So just be careful, people. Be careful of all the unsecure hotspots you go to.
Yeah,
Be careful of that.
if you're going to go to a convention, San Diego has and WonderCon have Wi-Fi repeaters throughout the San
Mhm.
Diego and Anaheim Convention Center, respectfully, um, for their guests. Talking with people that work the convention center, especially San Diego, if you can connect to it, it
Mhm.
is um, quote unquote safe. I would still recommend using a what do they call it? A VPN.
Yeah.
To kind of encrypt your internet connection. I know that there are some apps that block you from using their app or via you would use a VPN. So you're going to have
Yeah.
to start. You're going to have to use the web browsers.
Mm.
I know with the phones getting larger nowadays as opposed to the little handheld phones. These are helpful tips from
Yeah.
convention goers. Is I know it's one more thing to carry, but like maybe if you I know the phone is convenient, but what I would do is if you can a small tablet, like
Mm.
an iPad Mini, or a Fire or a Fire tablet, and connect to the Wi-Fi because, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable, use a VPN. A lot of times VPNs don't work real well with apps.
Hmm.
So if you're trying to do certain things, I would bookmark the web page for the convention, maybe screenshot the map, get a program if you're not comfortable. But yeah, there are some of the big conventions like Jared says, they do have built-in Wi-Fi to the convention, but sometimes they're kind of like just throw a Wi-Fi system in there real quick, and it's not encrypted end to end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Y-
be careful. This is in our journal.
Yeah. 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 I remember that one. You have to be. That was our term too. You have to be really careful, really careful because, like, again, it just the amount of people. Is that?
Jamie Tyndall.
It's been a minute since I heard it, seen Tyndall stuff, man. I wonder how he's doing, man. I think I met Tyndall one time in a
I met
WinterCon.
him once in Vegas. If there was
Hmm.
ever a place that Jamie Tyndall needs to be at on a regular basis, it's Vegas.
Hmm.
There's a Jamie Tyndall of
Yeah.
Psylocke, who is one of my favorite
Yeah.
X-Men characters.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
going
So anyway, yeah. Before I get off base again, like you just be careful. Everything's getting more sophisticated, time and time again. So just watch out for you there. The reason why I say that, man, because dang, I will say there's a lot of the usual four ways of people trying to get your information, just trying to before you step into the actual place, man, into the actual place. So just again, that's the convention season. This convention 101 or con 101. Just be careful, be mindful of your surroundings, all that stuff. And be careful what you put on your phone, people. So I understand that we're still living in this society where we want to rush to be the first of one of anything. Just be careful. Just be careful out there, guys. But yeah, man, that was sad to say, and but happy to say too. That was my initial Emerson City Comic Con experience at the moment. It's not the full experience. The full experience will be next year, hopefully, if and when I'm in good health. But the experience I did have, just going there, seeing what they're all about, knowing where to go now, like where to get my tickets, where to go, and where the actual convention is. Because it's like again, it's the old the where you get your tickets is in the old convention center, and where you're going is new convention center. So like they're quite literally two separate places,
yeah,
and they're quite a while. They're quite a ways away from each other. So that's not really a good thing for if you're a person on it with a person with a bad foot and you're going uphill most of the time or downhill. It's very hilly in Seattle. I'll say that. Very slopey in Seattle. So yeah.
he is J.R. Kamakungian. Again, J.R. also not J.R. Comics 42 on Instagram. He will
Hmm.
post some pictures there.
I
Also, he will
will.
post some pictures on PS Comics I Love You on Instagram. So be looking for that. Be on the lookout coming up in just a couple of weeks. We do have people have been asking when are we going to do it. We haven't done it yet, and that is a full review of Andor season 1. We
Hmm.
will do that part of our Star Wars show. Maybe we'll save it for the spring and we'll
Yeah.
combine Andor with Mandalorian season 3. Let us know in the comments. Would you rather us do a week by week Mandalorian breakdown, or do you want us to do a full season review? We'll play it kind of by ear. I know, JR, you wanted to talk about Mando last week
Hmm.
already. So why don't we do this? We'll see how episode 2 comes out on Wednesday, and we'll go by
Yeah.
ear. So be on the lookout for a potential bonus episode this week. But like I said, upcoming shows to be determined: a Star Wars show, which will be including a review of Andor. It's one of the few Star Wars things we have not talked about yet. If you wanted to look back at some of the Star Wars stuff we've talked about, go to our YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/@pscomics I love you, and go to the playlist section, or you can go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@voiceofreason23, go to the playlist section and find the Star Wars, and there's a whole playlist of all the Star Wars stuff. The con season kickoff continues. WonderCon in 3 weeks, March 27th. It's a Monday night, right after the final day of WonderCon. I will be back in town already. I plan on working that day, I think. We'll see.
Good luck, man.
I'm going to be pushing it this season because I am going to WonderCon, and I'm going to be going to Stagecoach and coming to work on the following Monday. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay,
but I still got to work, though. But be on the lookout for that. WonderCon. Oh, you know what I should say is, wait, is it official yet, JR?
What is?
Have you bought tickets?
WonderCon?
Yeah.
No, not yet. It was quite literally like a spur of the moment type thing, because like ever since I heard like he's just going and Danny Moore and Johnson, like damn, I gotta buy tickets, man. But like I was saving money to go to Emerald City. I have some money now, but the whole other situation of like trying to get a hotel and all that stuff too is still in the air. Yeah. And so
your boys already tried to couch surf with us, but we are going to be all full at the end. And I'm excited because it's the first time we will be back to WonderCon since 2019. I know WonderCon actually came back last year. JR and his sister went to that one on Sunday. But I'm looking forward to it. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, so many memories were made that weekend. I actually got to meet Tom King, much to the chagrin of you. I actually got to meet totally random the entire cast of Shazam. That's right, including your boy right here.
I totally forgot. You didn't go to 2021 or 2020. No, you didn't go to 2019.
2020 was canceled. 21 was canceled. 22 was the return.
No, we did 2022, and then we did 2019. So were you there when you were there when we met freaking Donnie Cates, right?
No.
Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo?
No. I was supposed to go. Okay. Here's how it works. When you get your tickets, you open up the portal and you can bid. You have so many points and you bid on things you want to go to. My wife bid on, we both bid on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, which neither one of us got. She actually got to meet the cast of Cloak and Dagger, which was really cool.
Cool.
I got to meet the cast of Shazam. I also got to meet, it was a random DC signing. They really don't tell you what it is. This was, it said DC Films meet and greet. It doesn't tell you what it is, but by the time you got there, it was like, it's going to be Shazam. The only one, like my wife bid on hers, and hers were pretty blatant. Hers was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Meet and greet, didn't get it. Cloak and Dagger meet and greet, she got it. I think we tried for the Runaways, didn't get it. And there was a DC Comics signing, and it was Tom King, and she was the cover artist for
Catwoman, wasn't it?
For Batgirl.
Oh, okay.
She also did Catwoman. I apologize. She did the I could almost had her name.
Janelle?
Jolie,
yeah, her.
Something
Jolie. Oh my gosh, she's gonna bother me now.
Jolie Jones.
Yes.
Jolie Jones. So just happened. We actually stopped at this. You know, we always tell you like breathe, go through the whole convention and see the whole thing. We're 5 seconds in, and we're already buying a gigantic Funko Pikachu because we needed it.
Yeah.
And we got a smoking deal because the box was damaged, and we're gonna take it out of the box anyways. So
Mhm.
we got a gigantic Pikachu for like $5-10 or something like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, in the meantime, they had a discounted. It was a statue for like $20, and it was a nice statue. Chick has always told me to stay away from PVC because sometimes they can be kind of cheap.
Bad. Yeah.
But this was a full-on DC collectibles, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Their
I had
line.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And DC Collectibles statue line is basically Sideshow Junior. Like it's Sideshow, but it's Sideshow without saying it's Sideshow.
Yeah.
And it was a picture of Batgirl upside down taking a selfie, and I was like, and I wasn't a statue guy at all. I'm like, it's $20. I needed it,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's a steal of a statue. I got it, and then they announced that. Remember that night they announced that who was going to be on the panels that you got, and sure enough, it was Tom King and Jolie Jones. I knew I had no shot at getting an autograph with Tom King, but I brought some Tom King books, and I have the Tom King book of Catwoman and Batman face to face in the rain, you know, kind of deal. And I have literally everybody that's connected to that book signed.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got, there was somebody I got, one of the artists to sign it. They were like, and they paused, like, pardon my French, you have fucking Tom King? Yeah. Where? WonderCon. How? Won a lottery? Oh, that's why. I'm like, why? He's like, dude, that's like fucking holy grail right there. No one gets Tom's autograph. Like he maybe signs maybe on a good con 100 books.
Yeah.
Like, so I am in possession. Super cool guy.
Yeah.
He actually took I only brought the base of the statue, and he was fascinated by it, looking at it, and he's like, this is like, he's like, I'm like, well, I'm sorry to bring the statue. I took a picture of it, I brought it, and she's like, oh my gosh. Jolie Jones was like, oh, I love that statue, blah 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 blah. She's like, I really don't design the statue. It's inspired by my artwork. But like, and it was funny. It was like Tom King was looking at the statue, like just the base, and he's looking at it, and he's just like, wait. And I'm showing him the picture. He goes, wait, you didn't do this? He goes, no, some other so and so, and she knew who the artist was. She goes, oh, really good sculptor, but it's inspired by my work. And Tom goes, way to ruin Christmas for me. It was just so funny. It was just the dry wit of him. It was just like.
No, yeah, that sounds like Tom King. Yeah, that's because like Tom, like I follow him on Instagram and I see some stuff he posts. The guy is his dry humor is awesome, and so like he'll just like put his signature on some weird stuff, or like the way he tries to set up panel and stuff. Yeah, like that sounds like that's like when you say this stuff to him and hearing like that's something about right for Tom King, man. And
I think. What we should do, I think this would be kind of fun.
About what?
If you get to end up going to WonderCon, we should have some kind of mini competition.
Okay.
And we'll put it to the audience. And this is to basically get the coolest signature possible. And it's a combination of who it is and what you got signed. And a body part doesn't count.
Oh, on actual.
Yeah, you cannot have Jenny Frison sign Little JR. I'm just kidding. JR would not do that. None of us would do that. That's just no. It's like to get a statue signed by Jolie Jones.
I mean, I do have an Adam Hughes Power Girl statue.
Ooh.
But do
Bro,
I want to?
I actually would encourage you to get that sign and beat my ass, because that would be.
That's my baby girl, man. I don't want to lug her around like that
But
though.
does the base come off?
It does.
Can you throw it in a gym bag or a suitcase, like a padded suitcase? Throw
No.
some.
I will look at stuff to see what I can possibly do to it, man. I
Because
was kind of
that
hoping.
would be amazing. Because I know,
Yeah.
is she on display yet?
Yeah.
Because this was just a recent purchase, wasn't it?
No. That's my old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Well, if
have my new one. I don't. The new one, I don't think is. I don't think that was inspired by him. But
oh,
let me
well,
try to
you
find
don't, I don't want you to get it because I know you're hurt. Or if you can, or is that it in the background? Is that the one right
it.
there by the lamp?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that is a traditional Adam Hughes. And that base doesn't come off.
I think it does, but at the same time, it's like I'll see what I can do. I'll see what we can do. How about that?
Take a picture of it. Post it on Instagram so that people know. Get a little up
Mm.
closer picture of it. Maybe suggest some ideas for Jr. about what he could. But that would be an ultimate. I mean, Adam Hughes
Yeah.
and Power Girl are synonymous with one another, and I think that would be the
Mhm.
ultimate. Especially you being the Power Girl and the Adam Hughes fan, and then the combination of the.
She's coming back to DC. I'm loving it and hating it at the same time because every cover that's being done of her right now are being bought out. Bro, there was another cover from freaking I forgot the Warren Lowe's KRS Comics, right?
Yeah.
Another set came out, $30 to $40 for the full set. It's going for $200 right now on eBay. It's pissing me off, dog. These are people that don't want to actually
Yeah.
keep the book, but whatever. That's another story from the time. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
glad
we'll tell
she's
that
back
story.
though.
We will do that part of our. So I'm
Yeah.
sure, like we'll have plenty of Adam Hughes stories coming up at the end of the month.
Mhm.
Let's. We're gonna wrap up here because I got to be at the gym at crack 30.
Mhm.
Again, he is JR, also not JR Comics 42 on Instagram. My mouse is just not cooperating with me today.
It's all good.
Voice of Reason 23. I will be returning to social media sometime, maybe in the next couple weeks, maybe definitely before WonderCon. I will return. So. Thanks, guys, for coming up with us. If you want more information about JR's full ECCC 2023 recap, go to his Instagram account and also subscribe to ours, PS Comics I Love You, on Instagram. And we'll have some cool pictures coming up. And don't forget, it'll be March 25th. I'm sorry. Let me get my calendar out. I want to get this right.
25th
Get
through
this
the
right.
27th.
WonderCon is
4 days.
March 24th, 25th, and 26th. We will have a full recap for you
Sweet.
on the 27th.
Mm.
Don't miss it. Guys, don't forget Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 2 is this Wednesday. And how many episodes of Last of Us are there going to be? 10?
9. Daddy Pedro
9.
season.
Oh,
Daddy Pedro season. Let's go.
Yes. Final episode of Season 1 of, well, I should say,
Bro.
final episode of Last of Us Part 1 is
Yes.
this Sunday. It has already been greenlit. There will be a Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us is going to win everything.
Yeah, I think it's going to win some awards this year.
Everything. I'm not talking about just the actor stuff. I'm talking about everything. Everything. We'll talk about it eventually. We'll talk about it.
Be looking for it. And with Last of Us ending this coming weekend, we will be doing a full wrap up of Last of Us Season 1 sometime in the next couple of weeks. Maybe it will be a full on regular episode, not a bonus episode. So, all right, guys, enjoy your evening. Thanks for staying up with us on a Monday night. And we will see you soon. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So be on the lookout for a Mandalorian bonus episode, probably.
He's Kevin. I'm jet lagged. See y'all later.
Later. End episode.